up, y'all? Welcome back to Garage Built. It's Miguel again, and Alex behind the camera, right there. Wow, can't wait to see that. So today we're gonna be, putting some coilovers in Alex's 370. So the first thing we did, we already took a strut bar off. It's just some bolts right here, and then two right there, and then you have to take the plastic off right here. You just pop it out. It's just some clips. And then take those bolts out for the strut bar that sits, like a triangle, just a big triangle.
Yeah, that's the first thing we did. Not jack the car up or anything.
Well, yeah.
We didn't jack the car up, take the wheels off, WD-40 everything. It's all not sitting right there. But anyways, as he said, we started off, we took that off, and
yep, so that's the first thing you guys are gonna do. And then someone spilled something over there.
Alright.
Sad.
Alright, so first things first. No, I'm just kidding. We went ahead and removed the bolts that were there, the nuts, not the bolts, that were holding that. Then came back around this way. Car was already jacked up. We went ahead, and you can't see right there, but there was a 3/4 bolt right there. It basically looks like this. It's a bracket. You got the big 3/4 one in there, and then 3 14 millimeters, and that's what holds the shock in place, the coil in place. To remove that, I mean, it's on there pretty tight. We had to get a breaker bar. You also want to make sure that you don't mess up the boot. On the other side, there's another, I don't know what it's called. It's a connection link for the control arm. And you want to make sure you don't damage that, so you want to have a wrench or something holding it on this side while you're torquing this. After that, there's going to be a bracket that looks like that, so it goes here like this. Once you remove this one, just go ahead and remove the other 14 millimeter ones. There's 2 right here, 1 right there, and then lastly, it's gonna be the bolt's gonna be sticking. The bolt's gonna be sticking through, and you're gonna want to hit it and knock it out. So like you can see, I've already started hitting it, but if you look inside, it's still there. So I can't remove it till I push it out. And then once that's done, we're gonna go ahead and take out the front coil.
Yep. And don't forget, the brake lines are gonna be right there. Just take those off, and just be careful when you're taking the coil out. So these AC lines like kind of hook up there. You just pop them out, and then there's another bolt right there. Yep. And then what he was talking about, we just put this in here and started smacking it with the back of a screwdriver, and it should start popping out. So yeah, let's get this thing done. We also forgot to tell you guys, when you're taking the old one out, you're gonna want to use a jack and hold the whole arm in place. Put the jack right there and just jack it up a little bit so it's not just dangling and loose. Alright y'all, so for the KWs, you're gonna need to keep this top mount here. You're gonna have to take it off the old coil. So what you need are these spring compressors. You put them on opposite sides. Spring clamps. Compressors? Clamps that compress the spring. You get them at AutoZone, O'Reilly's. O'Reilly's. Oh shit. Wow, he didn't finish the song, motherfucker. Ooh. Sorry, language. So you put them opposite of each other, how he's doing, and then yeah, we'll show you guys what to do when we get to that part. Alright, so as you can see, it is now, the spring is like super compressed, so you'll be able to take this off. It's just one, hopefully. Yeah, hopefully. There's just one nut up top. Yep. And then it just comes out. And then after it comes out, you slowly start unscrewing these. Just slowly, so it doesn't like explode on you. Yep.
But for the sake of the video, to make it entertaining to you guys, we're gonna let it go all at once.
Remember that face. It won't be like that soon.
Alright, what's it?
No. Alright, so after you slowly, let it go, this will be able to get right popped out. Well, you have to take the bottom part out first. Just pull it. Yeah, there you go. Yep, and it comes apart. Basically. And then you're able to just pop that out, and that's the part that you need. Comes with a gasket. Keep the screw, keep the gasket, keep it all. We recommend to clean it if you want. If not,
see how that's about to break right there?
Yeah, gotta keep that original dirt. Ours is cracking, so yep, that's how you get that taken off.
So real quick, the V3s don't come with their own mounts. You have to use the stock ones that you have already. So you got to take them off. Be careful when you're taking them off. Make sure you compress the spring on the old ones. Loosen that, take it off, and then slowly decompress the spring so it doesn't shoot out and rip your face off or something.
As we went over before.
As I'm pretty sure we went over before.
It's been rough. Again. Look, battle scars.
So when you put this one back on, if you want to clean it, take care of it. If you can afford to get a new gasket that's not fucked up like this one is, messed up like this one is, do it. We just weren't able to get one in time, and we are kind of running short on the amount of time we have to fix this. So we're just going to use this one for now, and then when I change out the brakes, we'll probably do a whole new one. But make sure when you're putting this on, you push down a little bit. You get that washer and the nut in. You have to push down on the spring a little bit to be able to get it in. Nothing significant. Now what we're going to do is we're going to just use a regular ratchet to get it down a little bit so that then we can use offset wrenches to actually tighten it, because you can't use the ratchet because it'll spin the piston itself and you won't actually tighten anything.
Yeah, so
I'll show you in a second.
You'll have to buy some offset wrenches for sure to be able to do this
comfortably.
Yes. So we'll show you that in a second.
So real quick, just to show you, when we try to use a ratchet, if you look at the piston, it's just going to spin on itself. Can you see it?
No, because it's not spinning on itself. There it is. Alright. There you see it. Twisting. So that's why you need the other types of wrenches, and we'll show you how to.
So what you're going to do real quick, you're going to go ahead and put the 19 down first. And you see that little nipple? You're going to go ahead and take the little one, and you're just going to hold it in place, and you're going to ratchet. Not ratchet, you're going to wrench it. And that is what you're going to have to do so you get it to 44 foot-pounds of torque. Now personally, look at me. Now personally, I don't know what that feels like. So we're just going to go as tight as we can and hope for the best. We'll give you an update later.
Yeah, we had a torque wrench, but as you can see, the wrench doesn't work, and we don't really know how else to hold this down. All the online says we have to do the 2 wrenches, and we don't know how to measure the foot-pounds without the torque wrench, so we're just gonna
pray.
We read that it's a little bit between and so yeah, so that's what we're gonna go with. Yep, so we'll show you how it looks when we tighten it. Alright, so we tighten it down all the way. As you can see, it goes down pretty deep. So you won't be able to go more because the ridge is stopped. So we just did a bit more than hand tight, basically, with the 2 wrenches, and this is how it's going to look. Pressing that down, the spring should be compressed now. You might want to get someone to help you hold this in place while you tighten it. But yeah, this is how much it'll go down.
That's how much we did anyways. That might not be right, but
yeah, I mean, if you could find
it's
out
right
how to do the 44 foot-pounds, let us know in the comments or something, and we'll redo the whole video. So yeah,
you're gonna want to put this in the same way you took it out. So you're gonna have to go inside of the brake line And just make sure you try not to snag anything on the way up like you didn't on the way down.
Yep. And pro tip, we've been moving the wheels so, you know, all this rotates to
give us more space to come in and whatnot.
Yeah,
and
so
do what we need to do.
Can rotate the wheel and just go, and like he said, the same way. That way when you're actually driving, turning the wheel, you know brake lines aren't going to get caught on anything.
Yep.
Alright, also real quick, forgot to tell you that before you put the top mount on, make sure it aligns with everything. Same thing for after you're putting it back in, so you can tighten it from the top and push it from the bottom with the jack, and then you can get all these bolts back in as well. It just has to have some pressure from below. So put it on so the 3 holes go in, and like the brake lines are on the same side and everything you need. And after you get it on, have someone hold it and put this on just to hold it in place. Not tight, but just enough to hold it in place to get everything else down here situated. Like get it back in through the hole, put the brake line in, and then at the end just tighten everything up. Just how we got it out, you're gonna have to hammer this side back in right here.
You can probably push it in, honestly.
Or push it in. However much rust your car has. But that's how you do that. So let's finish. Alright guys, so we're doing the back. So to take off the back strut and the back spring, there's gonna be 2 bolts up here, and then one big one right here, and then another one for the spring right here. Make sure you do the same thing, you know, put the jack underneath and hold it in place.
Instead of, where the spring is.
Yeah, so it doesn't pop out. And then just like the other side, you're gonna want to hold for the strut. There's another bolt on the back of it, so you're gonna want to hold those the same way we did in the front with like a clamp. But yeah, sorry we're not showing you guys too much of the process. It's really like a 2-person job, to be honest. If you're by yourself, find friends. Cars can't be your only friend. No, I'm kidding. They can be.
They'll be the most faithful ones.
Yeah, we're just having to do a lot of like 2 people. Like I have to hold on to stuff, and
for the sake of making it easier. I'm not saying you can't do it by yourself, it's just a bigger pain in the butt.
Yeah, so it's gonna be those 2 up there, this one, and then just don't forget the jack.
And don't forget that if your friend drops your bolt, he owes you one.
I did the bolt on the other side, and I might have dropped one to the gates of hell because we could not find it. So, you know.
It's right next to all those 10 millimeters.
Alright, so we took all the bolts out. It's actually just the bottom spring bolt that you have to hold with another wrench while you're unscrewing it. So everything's unscrewed. Now we're just going to slowly release this spring. We're recording it just in case I mess up and go too fast.
Yeah, this is either ending on World Star or
it's just going to be boring.
World Star. Did I just age myself?
World Star's still up there. Alright, slowly. No? Alright.
There you go.
We'll stay unfamous.
Now
nothing happened.
Yeah, and now to get that spring out, you actually just got to push it down.
Yep,
it's relatively firm. Don't be worried. Just push it down. Yup, there you go. I don't know if you can see him pushing it down. He's pretty weak, so he's having a hard time with it.
Yep, just like that. And make sure you keep
the bottom
part.
And we don't use the top. That little triangular thing that he's about to rip out. We don't keep that. You can go ahead and toss that.
Toss. The KWs come with a new top part, but make sure you keep that bottom plastic part.
So the shock has a pin through there, which is what we took out, the bolt that was there, and it sits up there like this. What you got to do is you got to push the back in and then come out, right? So let me just show you real quick. So it sits in here like this, right? Up there. You got to push it back and around and out this way.
Super easy.
Yeah. It might be on there a little just old and stuck. You just gotta kind of
more grunting. That's like 30 foot-pounds of torque.
Now, for the top, same thing. You're gonna have to grab like pliers or something, hold that so it doesn't spin on itself, and then.
Yep, same thing. So we're gonna need the top for the back as well for the KWs. So yep, like we said, just hold that, and then he turns, and it will eventually come off.
And it's not as nowhere near as tight as the front.
Yep.
That should only be like 15 foot-pounds of torque.
Oh, to put it on the new one, yeah, 15 foot-pounds of torque for the new one.
That's the manufacturer spec, so that's what this one should be as well.
Yep. So this will go on that.
We'll show you when we're done.
Yep.
That's part of the old one. Now you don't need all of this nonsense. You just need the top. So there you go. Good as new. We're just gonna place that John right there. And
if you have time to get a new gasket, get new gaskets before you start the whole project. We
don't have time.
We did not. And our local AutoZone did not have gaskets.
And you could see this one is much easier to put on. Just spin it.
Yep.
As one does.
And then same thing.
And then we'll just tighten it slightly.
Yep. And then same thing as the front. Just the two wrenches, and you tighten it 15 foot-pounds. If you figure out how to do that with wrenches and not a torque wrench, let us know.
And that's about it.
Alright, getting close.
So this is, obviously it extends and there's no pressure on top of it. So to put it in, it's not going to line up. You're going to want to bring the tube down and do your best to keep it there.
Yeah, so he's just pushing on it. So that's from where the two bolts sit, and then keep pressure on it so it could fit over there. And when it's there,
can you hand me
yep, I got you. Use the bolt with the, like, looks like a bullet at the tip almost. Yep, and then you just push it through, and that's it. And you just drill it in. Cool. Alright, and again, when bolting this one, just remember we have to hold.
It's not welded on anymore, so now you gotta hold it.
Yeah, now you have to hold the top and the bottom when you put it back on with a wrench, and then someone else can do that, or you yourself can do it. You know, you guys out there that have 3-4 arms. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Or more skill.
More skill. Wow, that was like a big zoom into your face. I'm sorry. More skill.
What'd you see on my nose?
But you don't need to zoom for your nose. Alright, y'all, more skill. Let's do it. Alright, guys, so that plastic piece from the old springs is in there. We just put it back.
I see it.
Okay, it's there. And then there are 3 hooks up here that are supposed to line up with the new piece that comes with it. There's 3 ridges on top of this. So you just have to push down and line it up with those 3 ridges. It is a little hard.
So a little tip that we found is, if you have one person doing that, the second person
Can record,
yeah. Or, hear me out, can use the jack to lift it up slowly to make it easier on the person holding it, keeping it lined up. And then, you know, really quickly let go of the jack when it's under tension, so that that person's face gets messed up.
I believe it's in, so I'm here holding it while he is talking
him
about
holding
everything he wants to do but is not doing.
Yeah, so, you know, I could help him out right now, but I think I'll wait till his arm gets tired first from holding it up.
Yep, so you just make sure it's lined up with those ridges. Which is what I'm trying to do. Alright guys, so we got it lined up, like we said earlier.
It's already lined up? Perfect.
We put the jack underneath to hold it in place. Now he's gonna be jacking it up slowly, and I'm gonna be on this side trying to guide this to line up here. You might have to push on this a little bit, you know, just kind of you know, push it a little bit until it lines up and then throw the bolt right through. That's how we did the other side. And the back has been significantly easier than the front, so if you're feeling really discouraged, just remember, yeah, start the back and then build up that courage and then go back to the front and cry a bit more like we did. So yeah, we're gonna get it in. We need 2 people, so we'll show you guys when it's done. Alright, so we're able to get that bolt on and everything's set, and we're just ready to put the wheels back on and drop the car. So that's how it should look.
Are we ready?
We're a little nervous, but we're ready. Alright, we'll show you guys how it looks after.
10 out of 10, recommend.
Alright.
Nah, so we got it done. We put everything back on the car and drove it. Phenomenal, super smooth.
Oh yeah. So we just left it on like regular settings, so it only dropped like half an inch, so it's not really like slammed or low, but
that's not the purpose.
Yeah, that's not what we want. We're going for more race. I mean, it's still kind of low, but we're going more for like race performance, not just slammed out. So we're pretty happy with it. Probably gonna mess with it a little more.
Just the rebound and the dump.
Yeah, they're on. They're good. They feel
There's
fucking great.
Caver, so we have to go ahead and adjust the wheels and whatnot, but
yeah, but it feels good. Feels real good. We're happy with it. 10 out of 10.
One more project coming back. 10 out of 10.
Awesome.
Highly recommend.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. You know, here, if we could do it, you could do it. If you have any doubts, if you're thinking about getting them.
It's not necessarily true, but it's also not true.
Yeah. Alright. Till next time, y'all. Thanks for watching.